in advance if I butcher your name. She called me Dean, so we're even. It's just the way it works. So Katie, correct me if I'm wrong. This is since March 1st, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so our top 5 customer volume ambassadors: Kristen Penfound, number 5; Nikki and Bill Black, number 4; Dr. Freddie, number 3; Cheryl Huber, number 2; and of course, a huge surprise here, number 1, the Oesers, with over 7,000 in customer volume already for the month of March. That's incredible. Second on that list was 1,700 points, which is phenomenal. So the Oesers at over 7,000. Just so happens we're going to hear from them and get the secrets tonight. So you tuned in on the right night. The top PC enrollments. So customer enrollments, which is obviously a huge focus of the company right now. Jake has made this such an attractive element to our business. Number 5, Becky Bowditch with 3 enrollments, Dr. Freddie with 3, Susan Lewis with 3, and a little shout out, our own Sam Hill with 6 is number 2 on that list. And again, another huge surprise, the Oesers, number 1 with 11 customer enrollments, personal customers already for the month of March. And the top personally enrolled ambassadors for the month, Danielle Cruz. Daniel, I'm sorry, there's not 2 L's in there. Daniel Cruz with 2, Janelle Iglesias with 2, and Jay Wiesner with 3. Great job, guys. That's in less than 2 or right at 2 weeks. So those numbers are incredible. And again, I think it's just the perfect time to be in this organization, in this business. The PC business is exploding. We're using it. Jill is doing the customer volume. I'm doing the ambassador volume, and it's just a great way for couples to double dip and build their business faster. And that was leadership straight from Katie and the top. So thank you all. Back to her.
Awesome. Congrats, everyone. That's so exciting. So exciting. Okay, we have just like a few little housekeeping things to take care of before we move on to the awesome people that are going to talk to us. I hope everybody has had a chance to start with your March Madness promos, because they are seriously legit. There are so many discounts, and for us, and I think for you too, if you're like planning on doing an event soon, I know my team is getting ready to do one. The 2 of us are getting ready to do one. With the discounts that are going on right now, it is the perfect time to stock up for your samples. That's what we're doing, and I would suggest that. And even for just yourself and your personal consumption, this is while supplies last. It was like for the weekend, and then Jake made it for just while supplies last. So I don't know that I would wait. If you're needing some things, I would kind of jump on there and get that. And then the US, it's in your shop queue link. And for international, that's in your back office. So go check those out, get your orders placed. And then the CD promo. Okay, y'all need to be running for executive for that, because you're going to get an extra $250 on top of what you will already get. So if you hit executive in the month of March in CV, you're going to get $800. Wow. So there's no reason not to be pushing for that. If you've already hit executive, go for elite. That payout is even bigger, like major, big time bigger. So be running with that, you guys. That we have been given like the best gift with this PC enrollment stuff, and we have been so excited to try to take advantage of that. And my team is killing it, and I know so many of you are killing it. So keep that going. One last thing is Friday on Q News Live. I hear there's going to be an announcement about the comp plan. So maybe another little enhancement. And I also hear that it's going to be backdated. So that would mean it would go from March 1st until then. So make sure you're on that Friday. And let's get to work with helping our newest people make some money, you guys. Let's do this. So y'all know why we're here. I have been waiting to pick the brains of these two fine people. I am so excited to hear from them. If you're new here and you haven't heard of Megan and Kevin Oeser, you are hearing about them now, and you will hear about them next week and the week after that. They're gold ambassadors, I believe. I think Megan is a gold ambassador, and they're the #1 customer enroller in our company now. And I think I read today that Kevin is the first bronze for PCs now.
Wow.
Insane. And I just have to give a shout out to their dogs, Rudy and Doug, because honestly, I show up on her feed to see what her dang dogs are doing every day because they're so cute. So go follow them, and you need to know about Rudy and Doug. And so Kevin and Megan, we want to hear from you.
Let me unmute myself. Hi. Thanks for having me, guys. I get nervous for Zooms, and now my face is turning red and blotchy. So you're welcome. So yeah, I'm Megan. This is Kevin. We've been doing this for. I always say that it's like 3 months, and then I'm like, he's like, he has to bring me back down and be like, it's almost a year, Megan. I'm like, it's like been 3.5 months. What are you talking about? It's going to be a year next month. Oh, Kevin's been doing this since I signed him up without his knowledge. So probably for about 11 months. We have 6 kids. You'll probably see at least 4 of them during this. They are a lot of energy.
Just to set the record straight, Meg is she's doing the heavy lifting. I'm a coattail rider. I like my spot. It's pretty cozy. So just put that out there for everybody. Johnny, don't be laughing at me. I see your face right now.
It's always laughing at you. So yeah, everybody, you know, they ask us all the time what we're doing as far as like the customer game is concerned. And if I'm being honest, I'll try to make this short and sweet because Katie said about 20 minutes. When I first signed up, I posted it on my socials and I said, you know, this is what I'm doing. I left my previous company for this reason. And I got a lot of negative feedback, not a lot, like I think 2, maybe 3 or 4 people said something out of hundreds. A lot of people supported me, but I got a lot of comments saying, you know, I see all of these people starting this company and everybody keeps talking about the comp plan and what's the word I'm looking for?
Posting big checks.
6 figures, the big check, the big checks, the ground floor opportunity. And they were like, do you guys have products? Like nobody talks about the products. And when I met Mark Wilson, he said, you know, when I asked him why he started and it was all about Q Core and he said he did it strictly to help people. I was like, well, that's going to be my #1 because I had the worst stomach ever. So I was like, no, I'm totally going to talk about the product because I have to believe in the product if I'm going to do this. I just have to. That's my personality. So that's what I did. I took Core strictly for, I don't know, 2 months. I added Vitalize. I did a little bit of Trim, Crave, and Sport were 2 of my favorites because I'm huge on L-tyrosine. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. So we've been doing the customer thing from day 1. So it's not like we just started when the whole comp plan was released and we were like, let's go. And we got 20,000 OV. That's not how it happened. Kevin's structure of sorts. We've been doing it from day 1. I think we've just really started to shoot up like August, September. So this has been going on. This is work. This is.
Yeah, Meg had to lay a foundation. It took time. This is not, you're not going to do this in a week or probably even a month. You know, I'm sure there's some outliers, but you got, like everybody says, you got to put the time in, and that's what you did.
But the best thing about it is that our product is awesome. Like it's incredible. And our retention rate, what is it, 84%? There's a reason for that, you guys. Like, our products work and people love them. And then the more and more that these customers are ordering the product and we're keeping up with them, then they're like, wait, I may as well switch, the ambassador side of it. So I can, I can reap the benefits just like you guys are doing. So don't get frustrated if the numbers aren't like there right away. The name of the game is, when we started, like I said, it was like 1 month was 500 and then the next month was 6. Like, it just slowly went up. And then, like I said, the products are awesome. People will keep buying them. But the one thing, like, do you guys have a Reddit? What is happening to me?
Nobody cares. They just want to hear how to
Oh
get customers.
God, I'm turning into, anyway.
Or make
So when I started the whole ambassador recruiting, you don't have to know anything. You have your mentors to help you. I have Katie to help me. I have Bridget Schofel to help me. I have people to help me. So I didn't have to know anything about the business. It was like, get on this next QIQ and things will happen. You didn't have to know anything. Here's the thing with the products. You got to know some things. And you don't necessarily have to know them. You just have to educate yourself a little bit to where you can be able to get information from one person and then help them. When I did a power hour, I asked everybody, I said, okay, listen, hypothetical question. What happens if you have somebody message you and they say, hey, I really, really want to lose like this 10 pounds before I go to Hawaii next month. How do I do that? And I had people answer back and they're like, trim, and like, I can't even remember what else, boost. And I was like, no, what you want to talk to these people. You want to find out why do they believe they gained this weight to begin with? Why do they believe, where do they want to lose it from first? Why do they want to lose it? Is it energy? Is it their metabolism? Is it hormones? Is it gut health? Is it, what else do I say? Inflammation. I didn't know. When I took Q4, it was to like strictly for gut health. I lost 30 pounds completely on accident. I had no idea what that was going to happen. I had no idea what inflammation was. So then I really started getting into like reading about it. I was diagnosed with ADD back in December. So I really started reading into L-tyrosine and how Sport and Crave and Vitalize, they all contain it. That's huge. Like it's huge for people with certain focus issues. I'll keep it compliant. So with the power hour that I did, I had everybody. So what I suggest everyone does is I had like this activity where you pick one product. You're going to go like, take a day to do this. You're going to go through your back office and you're going to grab all of those PDFs. You're either going to print them out or you're just going to save them to your phone, but you're going to go ahead and you're going to get yourself 2 pieces of paper. On one piece of paper, you're going to have the PDF of, let's say it's a line on this side. On this piece of paper, you're going to have what a line helps with. You're going to use those keywords like, I have it here, like their inflammation, autoimmune, what else? Aches and pains, joint inflammation, healthy micro circulation, enhanced cell recovery. You're going to take that, you're going to write it on the one piece of paper. You're going to number everything. So if a line's number 1, then you're going to put number 1 on this piece of paper that says all of those keywords. Now on page 2, or 3, this is how we're going to keep it compliant, because you never want to put a line and lupus. Like you don't want to put those 2 together. So you're going to do a line and then you're going to do inflammation or autoimmune. And then on page 3, you're going to look up everything that can cause these things. Like you're going to look up what types of autoimmune diseases. You're going to look up what causes inflammation. And then you're going to write those things within that number on the 3rd page. So if you have somebody that says, hey, I have so-and-so, you're going to look at what they might have. You're going to look at what that causes. And then you're going to look at what that helps. So the biggest thing is to talk to people. Don't just spew out what they could use. If they're like, hey, I want to lose weight, don't throw out, oh yeah, go ahead and get yourself some Q-Core, get some Digest. You're going to want to throw some Trim in there, maybe some Sport to throw your energy up. And then what else? Crave and Boost, and figure out what's going on. Like it's the biggest thing. It's forming a relationship. It is 1,000,000% what,
That's the biggest thing that Meg does is form relationships.
and that's where the work comes in, because I'll spend a little too long talking to somebody on any given evening.
Disclaimer, Meg spends a crazy amount of time talking to people all hours of the day and night. So if you want it, you're gonna really have to do that. It's a difficult process. I don't know how she does it, but she does put in lots and lots of hours talking to people, just trying to figure out what can help them.
And when I'm talking to people, most people I relate with, or most people that I talk to, I know somebody on my team or on within all of us that they could relate with. So I kind of give them more of like a, hey, like me too kind of thing. Like I feel that too, or I know somebody that deals with that. Let's figure this out. Let's get to the bottom of it. I build that relationship. It is absolutely the number one thing. The next is consistency. You guys, I feel like I just vomit this daily, and it's still not, it's not inputting well.
What are you saying?
Consistency with social media, you guys. So I do the 3-to-1 rule. Some people do 4-to-1, 2-to-1. I'm 3-to-1, 4-to-1. So you're going to want to do, and you're going to want to keep up with it. You guys have to post at least every day. You have to. If you really want this to work, post 4 times a day, up to 5 times a day. This is including stories. Stories are huge right now. Facebook is kind of, and Instagram. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like actual posts on Instagram are kind of just losing their luster. So Instagram stories are, they're huge. Facebook is still really, really good with posts, but you're going to want to do 3 or 4 personal posts before you do a Q1. Anything like family, something funny, a meme, just 3 of them. Just keep it going. If you stop, if you don't post on a Friday or a Saturday, which are the worst days to post, by the way, it's gonna just throw off that algorithm and nobody's gonna see your stuff come Sunday or Monday. So just keep posting. One thing that I say to do is an engagement post. So I will do like 2 family posts, or my dogs, they're literally like the best. They gave me the best content ever. But I'll do like an engagement post. That's another huge thing I talk about. I'll scroll Facebook sometimes, and there are some posts that I see that I cannot help but respond to or answer. It's not going to be like, oh, hey, what's in your crock pot tonight? Because I'm like, I'm not like, no, cooking, no. So you're going to kind of want to like keep it to something that everyone will resonate with. And some other things that I see, like, oh, hey, what kind of baby bottles should I get? Like, my baby's gassy. I'm like, oh, girl, you just lost literally 90% of the internet.
Just go for funny.
Go for funny or like interesting, like stupid human tricks. Like, what is a stupid human trick about you that nobody knows? Farts and poop, Bridget said.
Keeping it classy, Schoffel.
Literally, anything that's, people have a tendency to really want to help other people. I know that I do. So if somebody like hops on and they're like, you guys give me like your best pillow, I'm like, oh my God, I got it. So like something that you cannot even help but respond to. Like I said, my thing is like pillows or like a vacuum or anything that you know.
She doesn't even know where it is. You don't know where the vacuum is.
Really?
Do you? I didn't think so. Carry on.
Vacuuming is my all-time favorite sport. I don't know what you're talking.
You're playing the wrong game. Let's go. Nobody
Oh,
cares.
you're going to throw out nasty words and tell me to let's go. I know where my vacuum is. I love to vacuum. Anyway, grab people with that kind of stuff. Another one, like if you had to survive the wilderness with the last 3 things you purchased off of Amazon, like people love that. Like that kind of stuff. So you do that, you get so many comments. Now you brought all of those people right back in your algorithm. So the next post is going to be about something that worked with you as far as Q Sciences is concerned, which then brings me to that. So when you're posting about anything Q Science, tell a story. Oh, if I could even, the times where I see something about a product and they'll show, oh, the PDF kills me. Guys, don't post PDFs. Don't post anything that was pulled from Google unless it looked like it was taken from your living room. Take a real photo. Here's another big one. Nobody's going to believe you used the product if you didn't open the bag. I've seen so many, oh my God, this is amazing, or along those lines, and the bag's not open. Like, people aren't, they're gonna catch on. But tell a story. You're gonna want to talk about why it works, who it worked for. It doesn't even have to work for you. You could tell a story about somebody else. One thing that I see are the emojis. If you guys are throwing in the bullet points with the megaphones or like the plants or the dollar signs, I'm gonna read right on. I can't even, I'm like, oh, that's so, it just looks so gimmicky and so salesy to me. That's just my personal opinion. If you want my personal opinion, I would just steer clear of those. Tell a story. The one thing that I try to tell people is try to be honest, funny, relatable. Nobody wants the ingredient list, and nobody wants the big words of what it does. They want real stories, and they want to know that it actually works. So that's like my biggest thing. And trying to throw humor into everything, it keeps people there.
Two things you should not do. Don't post about religion. And don't post about politics.
No.
Whatever opinion you have, I'm sure every one of us has a different one on here. Nobody cares. And you are just going to cut your nose off to spite your face.
I tried. I posted something last week and I was like, I swear to everything this isn't political, because I'm not. Like, I love everyone, and like this president, that president, don't talk crap about them. I don't want to hear it. I tried, and then I was like, oh my God, I'm failing. Why did I do this?
Miserably.
It wasn't miserably.
No, I mean, like, your goal, you failed. It was epic. That was bad.
No,
It wasn't your fault.
Anyway,
but you just proved why
no
you should do it.
politics, no religion. The second you post about politics or religion, I promise you, you just lost at least 50% of your following. They're gone. Like, some people just cannot see through the, hey, we have a difference of opinion, and they'll be mad at you, or they will unfollow you, or it's ridiculous. Just don't do it. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to a family party. Just keep it out.
Family party.
That's where you guys do it. That's some weird.
I don't even care.
Instagram. I'm trying to get into the story game really, really hard. I feel like I've gotten so many new customers from stories, which is huge. Hashtags are big. I know that when I was in Florida for Dive 365, I think it was Marielle that was talking. She was talking about how literally go into your Instagram and anything that resonates with you. Like, I've been through everything. I've had my gallbladder removed. I've had an appendectomy. I've had a hysterectomy. I have endometriosis. You could hashtag all of these things and you can make so many new friends. I think Tara Truex actually searched, what was it, retired ballerina. And she saw all of these posts from other women that are also retired ballerinas. They connected, and I think she had an order that night. So when people say that they don't have followers and they don't have friends and they can't do this is so far from the truth. That goes with Instagram. When you search for the hashtags, it also applies to Facebook. You guys get into all of the groups. There are so many mom groups in your area. Again, like I said, whatever resonates with you, dance mom or basketball mom or baseball mom or anything, get into those groups and just build relationships. That's 100% what the whole customer thing is about. I mean, I don't even know how many. I think I've made like 85 best friends in the last, I don't know, couple weeks. But yeah, you can't just, it's work. You can't just give somebody your recommendation, throw them a link and expect them to order. They're not going to do that. People want relationships.
They want you to be invested in them. That's probably the biggest thing that we've noticed.
Right. Like I said, I'm not trying to like throw a Me Too movement out there, but it's true. People want to know that they're not the only ones out there. kind of brings me to the whole honesty thing with your post. Be you, like be 100% you. There are so many people that I could see posting and they're using the big words and they're using like, they sound so polite. If you're not that person, if you don't talk like that at a party, don't talk like that on the interwebs. I'm gonna call Bridget out real quick. Bridget cracks me. I can't handle it. She's literally one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. And when I was in Florida with her, I'm like, she's hysterical. I was sending you videos. I was dying. So when I got home, I invited somebody to a QIQ that was kind of on my level, like just a little inappropriate, funny. And I was like, you got to see Bridget. I'm going to invite you to her QIQ. And Bridget was not the same. She wasn't the same person that I met in Florida. She kept it very, very not Bridget. So I'm like, you gotta be you. We said the same thing to Betsy Collard. I think I got her to say, what did I get her to say? Oh, her son had to use the bathroom and he went up to her and he goes, Mom, I think it's just crazy how I could just whip it out. And she's like, I could never put that on like the socials. I'm like, yes, you can. Because you know how many people relate to that? You're not like, you don't sound gross or dirty. Like so many people relate to that. So yeah, be you, be real. It sells. Oh, let me, and the one of the biggest things is, you guys, and he'll talk about it, but it's an investment. Samples are huge. And I'm not talking Q-Core samples. I've only sampled out Q-Core once. I'm going to try to get into it because I have literally about 18 bags, probably with golden tickets. You guys, sport. I mean, what are our big sport crave?
Greens.
Like the drink packets are huge. I think they really, the meal replacements. We give out the sample packs all the time and people are always coming back 9 times out of 10. So invest in it. Like if you guys are stocked up on what you need, take your next 2 orders and invest in it. Use the sale. I don't know how not more people are taking advantage of the sale. It's huge, especially as far as like the meal replacements go, kids stuff. Like I said, do your homework, but look into nootropics, look into L-tyrosine and tell me what they're working for and how you could use that for kids. Our kids sport, like so many kids need to be taking that. Yeah, samples are huge. You'll talk about like, I'm struggling with words.
A little bit.
The investment, or how when you start a business.
So yeah, the return on this investment is going to be different for everybody here. Some people are doing this, on the side, we're doing this as a primary income here, but you need to treat it like a business because it is. So if you are going to hand out, one sport every month, it's not going to get you anywhere. You're going to have to, and everybody has, different means also, but if you have the means to go and buy a couple bags and hand them out, I highly recommend it. To get started in this is very inexpensive overall in comparison to starting any other business on the planet. It's literally pennies on the dollar.
It's ridiculous.
I'm an electrician by trade, and if I wanted to open up my own contracting shop, I would probably be starting out with 300,000 out of pocket to get going and be, credible on the street. So that's a far cry from spending, maybe $500 every once in a while to make sure that you have the right product on hand to hand out to people.
I think we're getting close here. I don't want to go over. I have one more thing, and is Lauren Paz on here? Because I took something away from her, and it's like the biggest thing. You guys, the stories on Instagram, ask your own questions. If you guys need help with that, message me, message Lauren. Like it's big. Yeah, when you go on Instagram, you're like, ask me anything. Like people start asking you questions, right? If people don't ask you questions, start asking your own, and then you can answer your own. It's crazy. I think that's it. I should stop because it's like 8:01. I don't want to go over.
I have one more thing I want to ask you guys. Number one, this was amazing. I have a whole page of notes. Truly, you guys are incredible. Now, Jake and Stacy on the live on Monday dropped a little hint, right? So there's our next big fitness challenge coming up. I know you guys have used the challenges. What would you say that people should be doing now in preparation for the enrollment coming up very soon, knowing that the challenge starts, I think it's April 11th. They dropped that date, April 11th. So what would you be doing now? Because you don't want to post about it in like a week and a half. You want to be kind of creating that storyline now. What would you do as Megan?
Well, yeah, 100%. You guys get on this now. If you know what products are going to be utilized within the challenge, I'm gonna go use my head here, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be a lot of the things that are in each person's pack. So you know, Stacy has a pack, Kimball has a pack, all of the packs. You're gonna look at those products and you are going to start posting stories about those products and why those products are freaking incredible. Also toss out some things like, hey, I'm thinking of maybe starting a challenge. I kind of wanna, that's what we would do. Like, it's getting to be summer, end of March, beginning of April is like the biggest time. I don't want to hear January. It is end of March, beginning of April. So start dropping those like
We're in the
fitness
Midwest,
challenge.
so the weather is changing here. So people are starting to get back outside more.
Start dropping those fitness challenge hints. But honestly, biggest thing I would toss out as many samples as I can of the meal replacement. I would just start telling crazy stories about everything that is in those packs. I'm trying to think of who's
Probably
got
even
what.
put a post or two out there and leave it kind of vague as to, so they're dropping something, we don't know what it is, but stay tuned, and people tend to stay more engaged with, you know, your posts that come after that.
Like for instance, I would slow down on the collagen for skin, hair, nails. I would boost up Rebuild. Nobody talks about Rebuild as much as they should. I would find all of the before and afters. Like I know even you have one. Talk about Rebuild, what it does for the body, what it does for the muscles, what it does for fat. Talk about sport, talk about L-tyrosine. Again, the meal replacements, sport, throw it out in some samples. If you have people that you know specifically, like in your neighborhood, your friends, like give them the samples. Come next week, you're gonna be like, you guys, we're having a challenge with that stuff, you know? Yeah, literally look at everything in those packs and start boosting those stories about what's in those.
I love it. And
Katie,
now
can I
that-
say, oops.
Oh yeah, you go, Bridget. We might be on the same brainwave too.
We're probably not. I
He's gonna yell at me.
I wanted to talk to Megan calling me out about being like who you are on, because I was literally thinking of that. I was like, I should say something, because at the time that I met Megan, and I'm sure everyone here has been in this, I was in this presence in my mind, like I need to do more online, because I've built my entire business with Q Sciences to pretty much gold, maybe close to platinum, without any social media. And so I was like, I've got to do social media, but guess what I did? I thought that I had to be like all the pretty accounts, because I like pretty accounts that look really nice and have all the posts. And so I hired someone to learn how to make my feed look good and to have posting and figure out how to be more consistent. And it taught me some stuff. It was fine. But now that I've been starting to use stories more, people are messaging me like crazy. And Megan's not the first person to said to me, dude, you need to be more like who you are. But I was raised a Catholic schoolgirl, and there's a time and a place, and how you should.
Believe it or not.
I don't want my mother-in-law to see me this way, and these sorts of things, and getting out of my head. So I'm just telling you guys all that, because if you've ever thought I want to go online, but you think you got to go online because of the people that have 20,000 followers and you have to be like them, there's too many of them. People are pulling away from that. Nobody needs perfect. Nobody wants to be the perfect homeroom mom. People want to see parents that are real, that they could be comfortable to be who they are. So I just wanted to expand on that, because I remember when you told me that in Florida, I was just like, I didn't need
I actually asked,
funny, never mind appropriate. So just be who you are. That was all I wanted to say.
ask the people that follow you, ask them in your stories to answer. Hey, what do you guys like to see? I know that Alyssa did that before, and that's, you guys ask your people. I asked one time, I was like, you guys, how do I get my Instagram to look like so postured like everybody else's? Like they'll have like two awesome, like it's like a game. I have no idea how to do it. How to do that, nor do I have the time for that. I had 99.9% of people get back to me and say, yours is real. Like those other ones are not real. Just be real, honest to God. Like, don't try to make everything perfect and beautiful. Just be real, be you.
People also confuse it with it being an ad. when it looks too
Totally.
polished, that's like, you know,
I totally
counterproductive
agree.
to what we're doing
Totally
here.
agree. And Bridget's stories and reels, like that is you. That is the real you. Like your new ones, I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's like the real
Still gonna
stuff.
keep my feed pretty because I still like it pretty. I'm gonna do both.
No, totally. Like that's your personality. I'm not. Nothing's pretty about what I have going on in my space here at home or anywhere for that matter. But yeah, be you.
Oh my gosh, you guys, amazing, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank
You might have some new besties from this call popping in your inbox.
Bring it.
Yeah,
Bring
honestly, I had people messaging me last week, like, help me with this. I'm like, all right, and I picked through it. You know, I'll go through your posts. I'll get real with you, and I'll tell you what I wouldn't do.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, guys, this is like the perfect transition because we're actually going into kind of like a relaunch call. We've done power hours the last few weeks around this time, but we're actually going to dive into kind of like let me actually stop the recording so we don't have just this